Hello, dear viewers, dear students. Today we're gonna use our knowledge created by previous videos in which we have covered how does pieces move in chess, how what patterns do we have, and what patterns do we have on a chessboard. Additionally, with describing the values of every piece we have on the chessboard. So today we will learn how to create checkmates, how to checkmate with a queen. In previous videos I wanted to focus and show how to use the most powerful piece on the chessboard, and we will cover the topic of forks uh, now, and additionally we will uh, shortly represent to you what are the ideas and what to do in the Italian game. So let's get started. So firstly, we'll start by solving the checkmate in one move. I will give you only 3 seconds for every exercise that we are doing. We'll do 5 exercises for each topic, and now we'll start. I give you exactly 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. You can pause if you want. 1, 2, 3. Now let's begin. And the first task we have, we are moving with white because the triangle is white, and when the triangle, for example, if it will be black, uh, we will move with black. But firstly it's the white, and what do we have on this chessboard? We have 5 pawns, we have a rook. Opponent's king is very vulnerable on the last rank because he has low amount of moves to complete, and our pawns moving diagonally, they have an opportunity to cover the space needed for opponent's king to escape. And now the opponent's king only has 2 squares to go that are right and left to him on the f8 and d8. But to eliminate these opportunities for his king, in this position we have a rook back rank checkmate. When it's called because uh, the opponent's king can't go any further and is blocked by his own pieces or opponent's pieces. And if you play a8 rook, it will be a checkmate. King will have no protection because this pawns cannot go backwards, and this rook cannot castle with him, and it is impossible in any situation because it cannot jump over his king. The only piece that is able to jump over his pieces is an opponent's pieces is the knight. So the move is a2, and this is checkmate. So let's go for the second task. In the second task we see that opponent's king is locked in cage made by a queen. We see that all the squares that he has, g6 g7 squares and h5 h7 squares, are blocked. But we cannot deliver checks with this queen because it is already completing with its job, and it cannot checkmate on, for example, on h7 because it will not be protected. So we need to use our extra material in this exercise. We might go from rook c8 to rook h8. Sorry, I forgot to give you 3 seconds. I will not do this mistake any further. If you go to rook h8, he will be checkmated because pawns again don't go forward. They black's pawns only can go down, not go up, and his queen is a lot way need to make, and it cannot just protect his king. And by moving h8, we just attack the last square that the king has remaining, and he will be defeated. So now let's come for the third exercise. 1, 2, 3. In this position we have our king and the queen, while opponent has a pawn and the king. In this position, pawn of black is almost promoted. If it will be pushed one square forward with move pawn to b1, it will be completely checkmate. So in order for us to attack and complete the checkmate thread, we can create checkmate by move queen e1, because it cannot go up due to our king that's protecting the square c2, and it cannot go high because behind its pawn because everything around him The pawn is already blocking his way to escape, and this is a complete checkmate. Queen e1 is the move. Now let's come to the task number 4. I give you exactly 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and now in this position we need 2. We have a queen and 2 pawns, while opponent has only 1 pawn with his king. And we can use a thing called defending of defending each other. I created it just now, but pieces can defend each other and deliver a checkmate. So in this position the move is queen to g4, because as I said, king cannot escape. He has a low amount of squares to escape if he's on the last file or on the last rank. So on the first line additionally. So if we play queen g4, he is not able to escape. He is not able to either take our pawn or take out our queen. So this king is completely checkmated. So check is delivered and mate is delivered as well. So let's come for the 5th exercise. In this position we have a king that is caged by our queen, and if you move with our knight, so we can deliver a checkmate, because everything is protected and our knight cannot protect our queen so that it delivers a checkmate. We only can use our knight to deliver a checkmate. And the move is 1, 2, 3. Exactly. Knight to g6, delivering a checkmate, because all other squares are protected, attacked by our queen, and he completely loses any possibility of running away or defending himself, because he will be only left with 1 pawn and it cannot eat backwards whatsoever. And here's a 6. This is your home task, and write in the comments what is the answer, because it's pretty easy, it's pretty interesting. I will describe it maybe in the future videos, but they might not happen. So deliver in the comments. I will answer you exactly after you write it. Now, dear students, we will come to another task called fork, or 2 attacks, in a moment. So we'll solve 5 exercises again, and you have 3 seconds to answer, or just pause the video and you may answer them and solve them by yourself. So now we'll start. You have 1, 2, 3, and let's get started. In the first exercise we have white to move and to deliver a double attack. We see that 2 pieces are not protected. 2 knights on b5 and e5 are not protected, and they cannot protect each other, because if they make a move they will just make it unnecessary. So if we move with our rook to d5, they will be both attacked, and they cannot be both defended by themselves or by other pieces, because in this position except the knight, king and 2 pawns is remaining. So if one knight goes away, for example with move knight to f7 from knight e5, he will lose his knight on knight b5. Yes. So let's come to the next task. In this task we have also white to move. We have 2 rooks, 2 pawns, and opponent has 1 rook, 1 bishop, and 2 pawns as well. So in order to attack, we can also not just attack 2 pieces, we can deliver a check and then take a piece. 1, 2, 3. Rook to g4 is the move, because if it is a check, your opponent is forced to defend himself by another piece, but he does not have this opportunity. He will need to go out of the square, immediately losing his bishop on g3 because it is unprotected, and we easily win material. Let's come to the third task. In the third task we have 4 pawns and 1 rook, while opponent has 5 pawns and 1 bishop. I give you 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Here's the exercise is white to move. We can go rook to e8. We'll deliver a check again, and because he has no protection for his king, he's forced to run away to h7 while we easily capture undefended bishop on c8. Now let's come for the fourth exercise. In the fourth exercise we have a rook and a bishop, while opponent has a queen and 2 pawns, and we have 2 pawns as well. In these positions we can attack, also delivering a check, but giving up a piece in order to get another one, but more valuable. So in this position you can play rook to d6, creating a double attack, checking the king, and if the queen from f6 doesn't take on d6, it is simply lost, but if it takes, we just recapture it with bishop to d6, winning a lot of material with having additional bishop and a pawn left, which is an easy endgame because with a pawn you can create a new queen and then deliver a checkmate. It's very easy. So let's come for the fifth exercise. In this position we have a rook and a bishop, while opponent has a rook and a knight. I give you exactly 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, and in this position we can also deliver a check, which is not able to be protected by your opponent. We'll play rook to c3. It is an excellent move that attacks the king and the knight simultaneously, so he's forced to go out of the way by his king, and due to undefended knight it is completely lost. Here is a 6th exercise. You can work on it by yourself and leave it in the comments. Thank you for your solutions for table attacks. Let's continue. Now in this exercise we have a checkmate with a queen. In these positions we also have a move with white, and this is a checkmate in one move. So I give you exactly 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, and let's go. In the first one we have queen to b7, because queen is protected by our king, it cannot be recaptured, and this is a forced checkmate when queen presses the opponent's king like this and is not able to escape, and will be captured anyways in the second move. On the second exercise we have exactly the same situation. I give you 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, and in this position we have queen to e2 move, delivering the same exact checkmate with the same exact idea. On this third exercise we also have white to move. I give you 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3. Yes, it is the same pattern, queen to b2, it is protected and it is checkmate. And on the fourth exercise we have exactly the same thing, 1, 2, 3. Now great job. Now we'll just deliver checkmate with queen to g7, again pressing the king on the last pile. Now the fifth exercise, it is close idea, but it's a little bit different. I give you 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3. It is caged on the edge of the board, and if you place your queen on b2 while being protected by your king, it is considered a checkmate because again king has no room to escape. And 6th task is again your homework. Good luck. Good job completing the checkmate with a queen. Let's continue with our Italian game. Now let's learn the Italian game. The opening that is used by most of the world and it's usually used by mine. I play over 1000 games on this website with this exact opening, with black and with white on both sides. So for me it is pretty easy to describe the base and the main ideas with the first beginning moves in this Italian game. So Italian game is started with e4, putting our pawn in the center of the board. This is the most important 4 squares of the board, especially in the middle game. And our opponent responds with the same exact idea to cover the squares on the center. We develop our knight, forcing an attack on e5 pawn of our opponent, and he is forced to defend it, but in Italian game it's defended with move knight to c6 because it is also a developing move, and the pawn is now fully defended by opponent side while developing. Now we develop our bishop in order to create a quick castle on the next moves and uh, create maybe some threats in the future. So usually in this positions, opponent responds with knight to f6 or bishop, or he can exactly create the same bishop to c5, or maybe d6 or h6. But I will describe you the most common one, knight to f6, creating now a threat for our knight. And in this position we will need to defend with a pawn, because if we defend with a knight, for example, let me show you, your opponent is able to sacrifice the knight, and when you capture it back, your opponent will play d5, and this fork is forced because you cannot eat it with your bishop. It will be eaten by opponent's queen, so you have a choice: retreat with the knight or retreat with the queen. Most of the players struggle in these positions because now, as you can see on the bar, it is pretty equal, but and black gained its advantage back from being one move back, because we start the game as white and black now has its advantage, its tempo. So this is considered completely incorrect. So we're not doing this, we are going to move to d3, and now our opponent might just do the same developing move. We might develop as well, so he creates this type of move in order for him to castle in the future and also activate his bishop and maybe creating some sort of attacks in the future. We develop the same exact way, for example with e3, if we'll say he castles or plays maybe b3, for example, let's say castle because it's simple, safe, and it is good. In this position, I will usually also castle to hide my king, defend it, and now because your opponent is also castled, you are able to castle 2 on the same side because he will not push his pawns in the future because he will lose his own defense. And in this position, for example, d3, we can maybe pin him, he might go forces away, may go back, and now it's pretty simple. Go for rooks on the fire, get his personal development, create maybe some sort of connection between the rooks, and get overall activation in the position. But this move was actually bad, because if you play this, it is pinned, we will lose our defense and it will be taken. So don't do this, guys. Don't do this. Be careful with moving to e2 because this knight does not keep. It's always engaged in this process of stealing. So yes, this is a pretty basic position in the Italian game opening, but if it is hard for you to play it, don't be hard. You need just to adjust and maybe develop yourself in terms of knowing the opening. For example, maybe you can get risky pushing d4 to create some threats. Maybe you can push the pawns on the other side of the board, because if this side of the board is not available to be moved due to both kings being castled on the same side, you need to develop your situation on the other side of the board. So read it for yourself in the future. This moves that I was showing to you is not the best, but it's pretty simple ideas. With the Italian game is easy because it has its own developing moves, and if your opponent creates some bad things, creates bad maybe profile action for himself, maybe don't push h3 to pull, maybe if you play h3 yourself to get away from the bishop before it's played here, maybe it's good for you and you have a lot of opportunities. Additionally, it's not forced for you to castle here. If your opponent is castling before you, you can just attack with pushing the pawns in the future and create a lot of threats while casting on the other side. But be careful, on the other side, your opponent can also be advancing and attacking your king. So there's a lot of different situations, but the main thing you need to consider: firstly, develop your pieces, control the center, create opportunities. Opportunities is not only shown, it's not always shown, but you need to be careful to do thing by thing and create opportunities. And when your opponent makes a mistake, which is identified by unnecessary movement that you don't understand, or it weakens his position, you can maybe attack and find some little bit tactics. So use these advices for your future games. You can use it in Italian game. You have also it on your chess.com to learn for yourself in the future, and also you can join Lichess to fully understand the Italian game. So thank you for watching this video. Here is the APA style running on subtitles for all the resources I used while making this personal project. This videos for you, my viewers. Thank you for you. Thank you for the process. I enjoyed completing this work, creating videos, and be open to it. So I'm not saying goodbye. I'm saying see you next time.